Welcome back to Los Caballeros Sports Village in Fountain Valley, California. This is the bottom bracket semifinals between Robbie McCarthy and Nate Alvarado Jr. Earlier today, we saw Charlie Shanks upset Luis Moreno with a 21-14 loss, then came back and won 21-11 and defeated Luis Moreno 11-9 in the tiebreaker. But now it's going to be the other Irishman, Robbie McCarthy, facing El Tigre, Nate Alvarado Jr. Dave?
You think Robbie McCarthy, Dave, might be a little bit green coming into a match like this because we've never seen him play on the big stage here in the United States, but he's played so many championship matches in the All-Irelands, both the Big Alley, the one-wall All-Irelands, and also the 20x40 All-Irelands. So he's accustomed to this stage, Dave.
Getting ready to start our second semifinals match today, the professional division, here at the Simple Green U.S. Open Tournament. Beautiful Los Cabs Athletic Club. Receiving serve from Hesperia, California. Let's give a round of applause for Mr. Nate Alvarado Jr.
There it is, Nate Alvarado Jr. getting the round of applause from the local crowd.
Serving first, all the way from Ireland. Let's give a round of applause for Mr. Robbie McCarthy.
And Robbie McCarthy wearing all black, sponsored by the WPH.
My line judges, I have Daniel Cordova up on the right and Luis Cordova down on the left.
Nate Alvarado represents the Tucson Gunslingers in the race for 8.
0 serve 0.
I actually think that announcement was far too long, Dave, with both players already prepared to serve and receive serve. A little bit disruptive.
Point.
I liked it.
That announcement should take place, Dave, about 30 seconds before the players are ready to serve, not as they're standing in the service box bouncing the ball. And Nate puts that nice reverse on the ball, and that's the most difficult adjustment to make, Dave, playing against Nate Alvarado Jr. is those reverses that he throws on the serve and during the rally.
Short. Second serve.
Nate, Dave, really with no idea of what to expect here from Robbie McCarthy. Nate does not watch a lot of handball, Dave. I don't know if he's ever seen Robbie McCarthy hit a ball before.
Check it.
I think that's actually a mistake. But Nate Alvarado Jr., Dave, one of the greatest players of all time. So
replay.
Who am I to say?
0 serves 1. Side out.
Look at that big hop from Robbie McCarthy. Uses the revolving door, Dave, to get under that ball
1 serve 0.
and throw a huge reverse. And look at that serve from Robbie. Just does clip the back wall. Nate has a slight opening, but skips it.
2 serve 0.
Big setup here for Robbie. And that's what he does so well, Dave. He's so steady. When he has an opening, he takes advantage. When he has to play defense, he can also do that, Dave. He's just rock solid.
3 serve 0. Short.
And that's really what handball's all about, Dave. Converting your setup opportunities and playing defense when you have to play defense.
3 serve 0, second serve. Do you think Robbie is at all intimidated by Nate Alvarado?
I don't, actually.
Okay, we're going to have a towel timeout after this rally is over.
Point.
Nate looking down for the spot.
Now, Dave, how can that towel already be wet if they just started playing? You sweat through your knee
down there. It's one of those blue
during
ones.
the warm-up?
Well, some say that Nate Alvarado puts that knee brace in warm water before he gets onto the court.
Hey,
now, I don't know if that...
one of those towels? I'll take one.
Is that ethical?
Just one is fine.
I don't know if it's ethical or if it follows the rules or if that rumor is even true.
I've heard that rumor. Now, is he doing that to keep his knee warm?
That's what I heard, yes.
Or so that the pad actually slides more on the ground because it's wet.
Well, I've heard it both ways. I mean, in talking to him, he says he does it. He has to keep that knee warm because he had surgery on that knee.
Actually, he had surgery on the other knee.
Okay, then
4 serve 0.
Sorry, yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming it's because of that surgery, but I've heard it from other people that he does it so when he slides on that knee, which is a familiar shot of his, it makes it so he doesn't slide on his actual knee.
0.
And the padding is for that.
Point.
And Nadi
I saw
going
it
the wrong
good.
way there.
Peel it. Oh. One agree, one disagree.
Nadi, Dave, with that same sort of physical body language that I saw
it good.
Sean Lenning have yesterday, where he feels that power from Robbie McCarthy, and it's
I wish I could look at a replay.
helpless feeling. Well, actually,
we can.
look at a replay.
We can, and I'll text the referee. Let's
6-0.
Let's look at
I'm
this.
sorry. It's a point. 5-0.
It should be 6-0. It should be 6.
6-0. Yes, I haven't marked it yet.
The ball was short, and it was called good.
I thought it was short as well. Not a good shot there from Nadi. That was an opening. That's a nice swing there from Nadi Alvarado Jr., Dave. Very fluid.
Did you say fluid?
Yes, I did, Dave.
0-6.
I don't refer to inanimate objects, Dave, as being able to speak a language.
How did Robbie get that ball back?
I don't know.
He's not going to get this one back.
He does nearly, though, Dave. Had his hand on it.
He also touched Nadi on the way by.
In the United States, that would have been called a hinder.
And where?
In the United States, by the
1
United
through
States
6.
pros. Would have lobbied and would have won their argument. And I think you know exactly what I'm saying. And there's a great serve from Nadi. And Nadi will need the A-team, Dave, to pull him through here in this match because he's really in for a war here today.
2-6. Point.
Nadi, Dave, after a slow start, looking really good. Dave, Nadi knows that with his serve, he's in every game.
3-6.
He's able to generate so many free points and setups off of that serve that it doesn't matter if a guy is younger than him or a little bit fitter than him.
Younger than him and fitter than him.
And also maybe a little bit more powerful than him because Nadi can still put points on the board, Dave, with that serve and the pressure that he applies.
There's going to be a towel timeout here.
I apologize. That thought extended a little bit longer than it needed to.
Well, I just like the way you said it. Younger than him, fitter than him, stronger than him. As almost as if it's a one-word phrase here used only on webcasts.
Stronger than him. It's
Stronger
one
than
word.
Stronger than him, fitter than him, bigger than him, better serving than him.
4-6.
If I get any more grammatically incorrect, I could be a football announcer.
That's true. Might make a couple million a year. Better watch out.
Short. Saw it at the line.
I'm actually doing the
Can feel
handball
it.
thing. It's
Both
going
agree.
pretty well.
Great career move. Let's look at this replay, see if it was short. It's going to be right about where Nadi's right foot is and just directly
Second
behind it.
serve.
I thought that was good.
I thought it was short.
Okay. Usually when Nadi arches his back with his head up, it was
Ball
a
broke.
short serve.
The ball broken.
It did not. Nadi with a double fault there
6
after
serves 4.
a nice 4-point run. Now it's Robbie going with that Irish whip. It's a great shot to have in the front court, Dave.
Sorry, hold it. 7 serves 4.
This is the first game in semifinals. Nadi digs that one out. Robbie McCarthy from Westmeath. There's going to be a towel timeout.
Point.
He travels over to Kells and plays with Tom Sheridan. Lightning bolt of a left hand Tom has. And that's one of his sparring partners. About 25 minutes away from Westmeath. One of the reasons why Robbie McCarthy says that he's playing much better ball now. Robbie McCarthy's daughter, Ashley, back home in Ireland watching this live broadcast.
Robbie McCarthy and Nadi Alvarado
8 serves
Jr.,
4.
Dave, the only 2 guys in the top 8 here with kids.
Well, we have another guy in the top 8 that is going to have a kid soon, but
Really?
I guess that announcement hasn't been made yet. Or the guy is fallen out of the top 8. One of the two.
That could be any number of people.
After this tournament. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's really not a funny thing. But
No, it's a wonderful miracle, actually. Very happy for that
Point.
guy.
Timeout, Nadi. That's your first. Coming back in at 10 serves 4.
I was
Robbie
actually
serves.
questioning that guy's orientation
1 minute.
about 2 years ago. So I am surprised myself. The score here at 10-4. Nadi Alvarado is just staying in the court, practicing with this ball. Every time he hits it is another time. Wow, look at that ball just check up back there.
It's a new experience every time you hit this ball. It's just unusual, Dave, to watch Nadi Jr. during a timeout, staying in the court and actually working on his game.
I believe it's a direct influence of a person who's not feeling very comfortable with that ball. Look at how packed that gallery is here. You're watching the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. This broadcast brought to you by First Star Sports, where you can up your game and dress just like the pros do. Dressed just like Nadi is right there to the left of our screen at firststarsports.com/WPH. Also, Zions, the official sports drink of the UFC. There's Nadi's daughter, Jaden, holding up that sign that says Go Nadi. Nadi Alvarado has a beautiful family.
They really are, Dave. Unbelievably cute.
Always smiling.
You get the feeling,
10
Dave,
serves 4.
that Robbie McCarthy's not even played up to his potential yet in this match, and yet still leads 10-4. That's not a good sign for the A team. Robbie McCarthy playing at about 70% right now, has yet to
11 serves
shift
4.
to 5th gear. And when he does, Dave, there could be some,
Right out.
is it dust that you leave?
Four serves 11.
Nadi Alvarado serving here at 4-11.
I like that no call from our referee. That's just a terrible shot from Nadi. He'll get another opportunity, though, and doesn't get himself in a good position.
Side
Nadi
out.
just squandering, Dave, 2 very easy back wall kill shot opportunities with his right hand.
Score should be 12-4.
11 serves 4.
Nope, I'm wrong. Nadi was serving. That was a side out.
And now it's Robbie McCarthy taking, I think, a lot off the ball more than he should. Should just be blasting the ball, Dave.
Side out.
Nadi going down to the knee for the 5th time here in this first game. The Irish fans watching at home, Dave, who don't watch a lot of American handball, may be really caught off guard by the amount of towel wipes that we see in Ireland. The towel is never thrown on the court.
4 serves 11.
The play really never stops, but here it's a little different story.
Let's see if Nadi can get this serve going. I know that those watching in Tucson, Arizona that support the Tucson Gunslingers are watching, rooting on their player, Nadi Alvarado.
You know, in Australia, rooting has a different definition.
5
Not
serves
sure
11.
if you learned that in your travels last spring, Dave.
No, I didn't learn it, and it doesn't sound good now that I'm thinking about
It
it.
actually isn't.
Okay.
Side out. Eleven serves 5.
Nadi Alvarado was told to his face in this broadcast booth that he would lose
Point.
this match.
It actually wasn't to his face. I kind of had my back to him, but I said it loud enough so that he could hear me.
And I sat there with a nice smile on my face, and he punched me in the
12
back
serves 5.
as he left rather quickly to the courts.
Big reverse there from Robbie, and that's not a good sign from Nadi when you see that sort of wry smirk on his face. Things usually aren't going well for him.
13 serves 5.
Look at that power with the left hand from Robbie McCarthy.
Wow, look at that beautiful shot.
I believe Robbie just now shifted into 5th gear, Dave, and it's danger time for the A team.
Well, we were told 2 weeks ago when we talked to Desi Keegan that Robbie McCarthy would be the one to beat in this tournament. And he is certainly playing like the best player in the tournament.
Look at the power with the left, sets up the right-handed back wall kill, and this is just about 2 inches high. An amazing shot there from the Buzzsaw, who's living up to his nickname here, Dave, buzzing right through Nadi Alvarado Jr.
14 serves 5.
Robbie McCarthy serving at 14-5, current Irish national champion in 40 by 20 and 60 by 30, All-Ireland senior champion.
Great court awareness there from Robbie, flipping the ball into the back wall. Terrible shot there from Nadi. And you see Robbie McCarthy, Dave, with any opening, takes advantage.
It just has that Paul Brady sort of feel to it when you watch him play.
And it makes the Paul Brady sound, Dave, when the ball hits the front wall, when Robbie McCarthy hits it. It's absolutely incredible display of power handball when you watch this great young superstar.
Serves 15.
I know, Dave, that you like to just talk about the sunshine and the ball, but what does Nadi Jr. need to do differently here, Dave?
I'm thinking he's going to have to play better defense. Try going to the ceiling a couple times and trying to force Robbie to give him shots like that, where he has offensive opportunities every now and then. Seems like Nadi's trying to press the issue, and that's playing right into Robbie McCarthy's strong point, Dave.
7 serves 15.
Robbie McCarthy sending a 6-hopper back to Nadi Jr. in the server's box.
Well, he was saying, I don't want that ball. I don't need to see it.
It was actually before that. I think Nadi's sending the ball back to Robbie, saying, I want you to send it back to me the right way.
Robbie just smacked it back. I thought Nadi Alvarado invented that 6-hopper.
Side out.
Nadi not quick enough with the first step. That ball was hit about a foot high, but it stayed down because of the reverse. Robbie plays the game with such ease, Dave. It doesn't even look like he's trying.
Going to be a big setup for Nadi Alvarado here.
Side out.
Robbie's get ability, Dave, maybe not at the level of a Luis Moreno, but he doesn't need to make a lot of gets because his opponent's always off balance. Never really able to step into shots. As you see that front wall cam tilt, Dave, and that is a fine for our crew. Each one of the crew members is fined.
Point.
What is their penalty?
Well, there's a monetary
take away
fine.
the $25 gift card that they get for their services to Best Buy.
Well, they've already given those up, Dave, due to past transgressions here, but
8:15 first game.
They actually have to dig into their wallet at this point. What kind of shot was that from Nadi? And it.
Wow, how did Robbie get that back?
Well, that just wasn't a good shot from Nadi. Now it's Nadi starting to dictate play, Dave. Now Nadi's stepping into balls and starting to really drive shots. Nobody has scored over 13 points against Robbie McCarthy in any game here. Nadi Alvarado at 9 right now. He's on pace to score less than 13.
Over. A little too tight.
A referee taking away Nadi's advantage there.
Replay, 9 serves 15. Short.
And there's Nadi
Saw it hit the
leaning
line.
his
He's
back
appealing.
back.
I called it short.
I believe this ball was short, based on Nadi's reaction.
Daniel, what's... Both disagree. 2 serves.
Nadi apparently has reason, and that was good, Dave.
Looked good to me. That ball showing it right on the line, though, Dave.
I actually thought it just barely cleared the line. Just so close to call.
First serve.
No call from the ref. Both players playing tight.
That's a shot that Nadi should make,
Right out.
Dave.
Serves 9.
And Nadi with just
Point.
a point-blank opportunity there. That's one of his best shots. Skips it, though.
16 serves 9. Short. Second serve.
And Nadi with another
Point.
skip in. Just no momentum right now, Dave. Unable to put together any kind of offensive string here. Put together a string of unforced errors, unfortunately, for the 18.
Equipment time. Oh, headband. All right. Gonna change its headband. It's dripping.
Nadi gets that call a lot when we watch his matches. What is the official rule on the equipment timeout, Dave? The equipment change.
Well, Nadi milks this, Dave, for just about a 1-minute break.
Headband says the players must have access to a headband. They will not be required to wear it unless the referee deems it necessary to help them keep the floor from getting wet. It's the only verbiage in the rule book.
17 serves 9.
That's a terrible return from Nadi. And Robbie unable to put it away. Nice rally developing here, Dave. And Nadi completely misjudging that ceiling
Point.
shot. Leaving his feet, Dave, to try and hit the overhand left and just completely misses.
What's going on here, Dave?
Nadi Jr. using every stall tactic in the book right now. I was going to say, Dave, I sweat about as much as anyone. I wear the same headband throughout an entire 3-game match.
18 serves 9.
Not saying, just saying.
Nadi's now wearing 2 headbands, though.
Did that yesterday as well. Nadi's just not sharp right now. I don't know if it's the pressure from the Robbie McCarthy power, Dave, or if it's just a little bit of fatigue from his first 2 rounds of handball. You saw Nadi, Dave, very fatigued in the finals at the Jake Plummer event, where
Nadi, that's your second. We got 1 minute.
he lost
Coming
his
back
3rd
in
match
with
there
Robbie
convincingly
serving
to
at
Luis
19
Moreno.
serves
Didn't look
9.
sharp at all there, and he could be suffering the effects, Dave, of some fatigue.
Or, you know, Dave, he's also has the ability of, you know, look at those old legs. He's 38 years young. This isn't Nadi Alvarado from 1992 here.
Well, let's not forget also, Dave, that Nadia Alvarado lost the first game to Charlie Shanks 2 weeks ago, and then also lost the first game to Alan Garner. Came back to win both of those matches. We also saw Charlie Shanks lose the first game yesterday and today, and won both of those matches as well. So one game does not determine the winner. You have to win two. Nadi has proven he has the ability to turn things around when they look bleak.
Nadia Alvarado being coached by the A team. A standing for Alvarado. At least that's what I think it stands for. And they are back in the stands there, and you can see at least the first two rows full of Alvarados. There's Alfie wearing the black shirt off to the left. He's the limo driver that drives for the Alvarado team. And all of them, all 27 of them, can get into his stretch Hummer limo that he has.
The only problem is finding parking for that stretch Hummer.
Okay,
It actually
time's
takes
Here at
up
Los Cab, it's okay, but
19 serves 9.
when they go to Toys R Us,
Short.
for all of those birthday party presents and favors that they have to buy, it's a little bit more difficult. But that he does most of the
Second
driving. In
serve.
fact, there are at least 13 of the 27 Alvarados that don't know how to drive because of Alfie.
And Nadi with his 7th skip with his right hand off the back wall.
20 serves 9.
This is game point. That ball was short, no call from the referee.
Short. It's appealing the serve. I called it short. Both agree.
I think it's a smart call from Robbie
Second
because
serve.
referee didn't even say anything.
Strange though for Tommy Little. Usually he's on top of that.
This could be it.
Replay.
Robbie tried to hit that ball 100 miles an hour. He could have just feathered it somewhere.
Well, he could have drilled it down the right side wall. Had the clear opening with Nadi pinned on his left.
Replay. 20 serves 9.
That serve down the right has been really effective. Here's a big setup down the left. Robbie
Side
skips
out.
it in.
Nadi's back wall with his right hand, Dave, has looked really inconsistent here in this first game. He's lifted a number of balls for setups.
9
He's
serves
skipped
20.
a number of balls, and he's killed very few. He's had a lot of chances.
Short. Second serve.
And a beautiful inside-out shot followed by a fist pump from Robbie McCarthy. Haven't seen him hit that shot thus far in this first game, Dave, but he executes it perfectly to serve once again for the first game.
20 serves 9.
It's his game point.
And
Nice
Robbie
game.
McCarthy ends it with a left-handed
5
flat
minutes.
kill from about 30 feet. And Nadi Alvarado, Dave, not offering much resistance there. We can't say that we're all that surprised, Dave, as both of us predicting a Robbie McCarthy win here in 2 games. He's halfway there, unfortunately, for the A team. But we're going to take a quick break here, Dave. We're going to see you in just about 4.5 minutes. You stay tuned. For Dave Fink, Dave Vincent.
We'll be back in just a bit.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green, the finest non-toxic cleaner in the world. For more than 35 years, I have worked to establish truth in labeling laws. Many products misrepresent their safety and efficacy. I am so certain you will find that Simple Green does everything the label states safely, that if you're not 100% satisfied, I will refund your purchase. For more information, go to simplegreen.com.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green, the finest non-toxic cleaner in the world. For more than 35 years, I've worked to establish truth in labeling laws and have verified my product's safety credentials. For more information, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
And we are back live from Los Caballeros Sports Village here in Fountain Valley, California. Game number 2 after Nadia Alvarado loses the first one, 21-9. I believe we'll be serving first here against Robbie McCarthy, who looks really strong. And if Robbie goes on to make the finals, I don't know how Charlie's going to be able to stop the buzzsaw.
Linesmen are set. 0, serve 0.
Here it is, first
Short.
serve of that second game.
Second serve.
Nadi likes to go behind himself on this one. This time going to the two-wall serve.
Point.
And Nadi getting a quick point here.
1-0.
Just took a quick walk around the grounds, Dave, and it was Sean Lenning defeating the Minnesota Dreamboat 21-11, 21-19, and it's Alan Garner leading Dave Chapman 11-9 in the first game of their 5th place playoff showdown.
Point.
I watched 1 point of the Alan Garner Dave Chapman match. A glove change was called. 6 minutes, they still weren't back on the court. I saw just 1 shot.
2-0.
That's interesting. This timeout was only 5 minutes and a half, and you were here. You must have ran back and forth. You're not even out of breath.
I actually have a police escort everywhere I go in the club. A lot of people, Dave, try to talk handball. They hear us on the webcast. I don't know if they think they're auditioning with me or what, but I'm just trying to do my job. I've got my badge on. I've got my blazer on.
Well, I don't even play handball, yet I announce it.
Huh. Well, it shows.
1-2.
Nice shot right there,
Point.
Robbie McCarthy.
That was a beautiful shot from Robbie McCarthy. Very difficult shot. Lets it roll through his hand.
2-2.
Like that return from Nadi. And another beautiful backwall kill. Nadi a little slow getting out of the block there, Dave. Didn't make a good first step. I thought he had a chance to pick that shot up.
3-2.
Beautiful shot there from Robbie. Incredible. He takes the ball off the crack about 2 inches high and hits a paddle re-kill. Amazing shot.
4-2. Short.
Word has it, Dave, that Sean Lenning and Andy Nett broke 5 balls in 2 games.
Wow.
Second serve.
Very few rallies going beyond 4 shots. Just a lot of offense.
Very few rallies going on beyond a broken ball.
It's true as well. Not a good shot from Nadi, but it was Sean Lenning up 9-0 in the second game. The Minnesota Dreamboat going on a 19-2 run, leading 19-11, and Sean Lenning closing out the game with a 10-0 run.
5 serves 2.
That's how we do it on the Seattle Wax.
Second serve.
Second serve, 5-2. McCarthy won the first one, 21-9. You actually predicted a score of 9 and 7, and you got the first score right. Actually written right here, you have it.
It's true.
6 serves 2.
So Nadi's only 5 away from breaking your second game.
I won't be happy unless I nail it perfectly.
Doesn't look like it's going to happen.
9 and 8, not good enough. Needs to be 9 and 7.
I don't blame you. You're a perfectionist.
It shows in my tournament play. I lose every match I play. Perfect record.
Somehow we lost the court sound there from the referee. Big setup. That ball hopping around Nadi Alvarado. Could have been an avoidable on Nadi, right?
I love how Robbie McCarthy uses his left hand there. Shields Nadi, blocks him out on his left, rather than allowing him to come around Robbie and go back to the center of the court.
Cannot hear what's going on here because we lost the audio, but if we were able to hear it, we'd probably be going nuts because Nadi's standing up near the service box. Did the ball break?
Nadi threw the ball up to the referee, and I believe the ref still has the ball. If could be still examining it or throwing down a new ball. That looks like it might be a new ball, Dave.
I guess it was a broken ball, 2-6. Lost the referee's microphone. Now we're just using the court sounds to hear the ref. Wow.
Great shot from Robbie. I think Nadi thought he had that .1 when he jammed Robbie there, and Robbie fights it off, kills the ball an inch high in that right corner.
Good serve right there from Robbie McCarthy. He actually gives a fist pump because it was good, not because he was selling it.
Robbie McCarthy's hit more unreturned serves, Dave, than Nadi Jr. You know, on our pregame board, Dave, we've got Nadi Jr. favored in the serving department. Also, Nadi Jr. favored in the back wall department, but thus far, Dave, it's been Robbie McCarthy holding up his end of his strengths, the power, the speed, and the endurance, and he's also proved to be stronger on the serve and the back wall shots. So he's really controlling this match in every possible way.
And Nadi skips that ball in.
Skip in, and Dave, Nadi's not letting the ball drop. He's hitting the ball from his waist or chest. The ball's coming in at that descending angle, and it's popping up almost every time. You'll see Nadi Jr., Dave, when he's playing his best, letting that ball drop to at least his knee level, sometimes even lower. I don't know if he's aware of that technical mistake or if he's just not bending today.
The score is 8-2. Robbie McCarthy wins the first one, 21-9, and now leading big here.
Contact.
This is the men's semifinals of the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. They're making barbecue out here. Out here on the grounds of the Los Caballeros Sports Village, and hundreds of people now gathering for more food.
Fortunately for you, Dave, you've got a runner. You bring an employee from Tucson solely to get your food. It's a full-time job.
Yep.
He's already been to Jack in the Box 3 times today. Does he get paid for overtime?
Salary. I think we discussed that earlier.
8 serves 2. Short. Appealing the serve. He's appealing the serve. Both agree. Second serve.
Earlier today, it was Charlie Shanks taking down Luis Moreno. Charlie lost the first one, 21-14, wins 21-11, and then takes the breaker, 11-9.
Great adjustment from
Point.
Robbie McCarthy. Sloppy rally, but Robbie McCarthy plays the hop as it comes to his left hand down the middle.
Timeout,
I actually thought that was a bad bounce off
1 minute,
off the
that's your
door,
first.
and he just decided, hey, this is just as good as anything. I'll
Coming
spin
back
around
in
and take that with the
Robbie
left.
serving
Now
at
let me
9
ask you, Dave,
serves
what's
2.
the rule on that? If there is a bad bounce off the door, are you then allowed to play it if you choose? Or do you have to call the bad bounce and replay the point regardless?
Well, I say you have to play everything because you can never rely on these referees to make the call for you. And, you know, I can see a referee saying, hey, that's a setup, and he wanted to take it.
But generally, if a player calls a bad bounce, the referee will give him the call. I've never really seen a referee say, no, it wasn't a bad bounce if the player actually just catches the ball.
I think that Robbie McCarthy's in the zone, Dave. When you're in the zone, you take everything.
Well, that's sort of a separate point, which I agree with, but it doesn't really answer the question. But that's okay.
I believe I did answer the question. The winner of this tournament will get $10,000. If you look right above Nadi's head right here on this camera angle, we're able to just swing up a little bit. You see the check right there on the wall. the $10,000 check that will be presented to the winner. Nadi's trying to get into the finals so he can get a piece of that pie. Actually, he already has a piece, but he wants a larger chunk. $10,000 first place prize going to the winner of this Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. Will it be Robbie McCarthy, Nadi Alvarado, or Charlie Shanks, who defeated Luis Moreno earlier?
I actually think, Dave, that Nadi's biggest problem here today is not having enough respect for his opponent. Nadi Alvarado does not know who Robin McCarthy is. You heard him talk about it before the tournament. I've never heard of him. You know, who has he ever beat? I feel like if Nadi Alvarado is in the court with a Paul Brady or a Tony Healy, then his senses are a little bit more aroused and he knows he's in for more of a fight. Right now, I just think he's not really giving his opponent the kind of credit that he deserves as a top player.
Contact. Let's play it over, whatever happened.
Now we're seeing a conversation here between
replay.
I thought maybe Robbie patted Nadi on the back right before Nadi hit that shot. Just a slight tap.
Well, I didn't see that.
Well, I did, and I believe Nadi walked over to Robbie and says, "Don't touch me when I'm hitting the ball." 9-2 is the score here, and I don't think any of those tactics or antics that Nadi has will get into the head of Robbie McCarthy at all.
Absolutely not, but you know, we talked to John Bike about this. He said Nadi's been really funny with the calls he's been making in the court lately, the hinder calls and the things that have been upsetting him, and I think that's a good example of it right there. Perhaps, Dave, for Nadi, he can use that as a positive as he's earned a side out and now a quick point.
3 serves 9, Nadi Alvarado serving. Robbie McCarthy with the lead, and that should be a side out.
It should?
Well, it's going to be more than 10 seconds.
3 serves 9.
Referee recalled the score there. Referee called the score. He dribbled it off his foot. It's past 10 seconds now. That should be a side out.
I actually had that at 9.5 seconds.
Point.
And now Nadi, Dave, since that sort of dispute that the players had, has won 3 consecutive rallies, 1 side out and 2 points.
Should have been a 4th side out by dribbling the ball off your foot.
Well, you didn't go over the 10 seconds. I actually need Nadi to stay right around 4 and have Robbie climb to about 15 to make my prediction get back on track here.
So this is about you then?
Some might call that selfish, but I've got goals.
Nice shot right there from Nadi Alvarado, who looks really good here now. After Robbie touched him before he took his shot.
5 serves 9.
Nadi doesn't like being touched. 5 serves 9.
He wouldn't like being a webcast announcer then. There's a lot of touching in the booth, unfortunately. Yeah, that goes on all the time.
This is how you left us last time about an hour ago.
That's true.
A lot of touching in this booth.
Point.
And now Robbie McCarthy just out of sorts.
Six serves 9. Short.
Nadi Jr., Dave, has not been in the finals
Second serve
of the Simple Green U.S. Open since the inaugural event in 2006, where he lost a thrilling tiebreaker to Paul Brady. This is his best chance, Dave, to return to the finals since then. In 2007, it was Nadi Jr. losing to Sean Lenning 21-5, 21-20 in the semifinals.
7 serves 9.
2008, Nadi Jr. lost to Emmett Peugeot in the quarterfinals.
Side out.
11-7 in the tiebreaker. And in 2010, last year, Dave, it was Nadi Jr. losing to Sean Lenning in 2 lopsided games, 21-9, 21-5. This tournament means a lot to Nadi Jr., Dave. This is one of the reasons, along with the Race for 8 Pro Stop Series, that Nadi Jr. came back. He desperately wants to win this event. You know, Dave, Nadi Jr. has never won a 4-wall national singles championship. He's not yet won a U.S. Open championship, and you have to think that that really eats away at him.
I'm sure it does.
One person who doesn't care about that, though, is Robbie McCarthy, as
Wow.
he just hits an incredible inside-out overhand kill.
Unbelievable shot right there from Robbie McCarthy. I'd love to look at a replay there of just that ending.
10-7.
Nadi comes out here. He's kind of has to flip that ball up. Look at that shot from Robbie.
Hold it. Hold on. That was a setup. I know, that's why I'm saying it's a side out. I know you didn't know, Robbie, it doesn't matter, according to the rules. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, and Robbie McCarthy,
It's a
Dave,
side out.
we can take a quick instant replay of that. Nadi Jr. throws the ball back to Robbie McCarthy. He hits it as far away from him as possible intentionally. Let's take a quick look at that replay of just Robbie McCarthy not bouncing the ball back to Nadi Jr. after this rally. Robbie's not happy about that last call, Dave.
Well, I didn't even understand the last call.
Well, it was an avoidable.
I didn't see it on the replay, though. Where was the avoidable?
It wasn't avoidable. I thought the call was correct. Unfortunately, our referee initially called a hinder and then changed the call after Nadi Jr. asked for it, and that's what I don't like.
Wow, that's a great shot right there from Nadi Alvarado.
And watch this here, Dave, as Nadi gives the ball back to Robbie, and watch what Robbie does here.
I love that.
I thought it was great myself.
I mean, why would you give it to him? Robbie doesn't want that ball. He's not serving. He doesn't need the ball.
I agree with you.
I mean, when a guy starts throwing the ball at me, I'm just flipping it up to the front.
8-10.
Get this thing out of here. I'm not serving.
I completely
I
agree.
think it's annoying.
Short.
This is all part of the tactic and antics that Nadi Alvarado has. It's all gamesmanship, but he starts doing those things where he'll bounce you the ball
Second serve.
and want you to give it back to him in a gentleman-like way. And Robbie he's frustrated right now.
I don't like Robbie's body language right now.
Nadi actually went for the kill shot there. Score here at 8-10. And if you think that little flip back from Robbie is
10 serves 8.
all you're going to see here, from this point on, you're going to see
Short.
everything, every little trick that Nadi Alvarado
Check it.
has to try to get some kind of advantage. Nadi let that ball hit his
And you
foot.
see Nadi hold on to this ball now. Nadi should not be holding on to this ball here.
No, he's wiping off the ball, but he made sure that that ball got wet. He stuck out his leg on purpose so he can check it.
Well, it's refreshing, Dave, to hear you finally concede the antics that are being used.
Side out.
I don't know why it's refreshing. I just call on it the way I see it.
Well, it's unusual for you to call it the way you see it.
10.
That's something that just started today after about 5 years using these headsets. You call it like you see it on the 19 text messages you send me every hour.
Point. I thought it skipped.
Robbie now has lost
9
control of
serves
this
10.
match. It's pretty obvious.
But that's what Nadi does.
I agree with you, and I predicted this exactly. That even if Nadi was being outplayed, Dave, he would find a way to keep himself in this match.
Once up 9-2, Robbie McCarthy is now sitting at a 10-10 score line with Nadi Alvarado. Nadi has outscored
10 serves
Robbie
10.
8-1 here. since all the shenanigans began.
And they are shenanigans. And now Nadi looks completely confident there as he left a setup up. Robbie McCarthy takes care of it.
Robbie did not, Nadi did not like how close Robbie and him were playing there. He was going to look up at the referee, but decided, well, Robbie just put that ball away.
Well, Dave, when you're jarring with...
Look, it's happening now. Robbie's upset that Nadi's taking that time to put those goggles on and wipe off the sweat.
When you're jarring, Dave, with nearly every opponent that you play, there is a common denominator.
And there's slight contact between the two players right here.
I agree with you.
It's all happening. You have to watch every little moment here because there's something happening between these two. I don't know if you call it bad blood or whatever's happening.
Well, one of the players facilitates the bad blood. Let's not forget, these guys have no history. They don't even know one another.
Point.
They actually just met on the court.
Serves 10.
Big setup here for Robbie. And he flat kills it. Now Robbie has all the momentum. This would be a good time for a timeout from Nadi Alvarado as he clawed his way back into this match. And quickly now Robbie McCarthy retaking the advantage.
Nadi takes a little off that. Now see how Robbie throws the ball back to Nadi here. Back to the gentleman. 12 bounce. I'm surprised Nadi didn't bounce that back to him.
10 serves 13.
10 serves 13. It's which one of the guys feels like they're being most disrespected by the other guy. A good serve right there from Nadi.
Oh, beautiful touch there from Robbie McCarthy. You see that so often, Dave. Guys with the most power often have the most touch as well because they've got those unbelievably powerful hands. It takes soft hands to generate that kind of power too, though, Dave, as Robbie McCarthy demonstrates here with this incredible paddle kill. And that ball just died. Now he shoots that. And a beautiful revolving door kill after Nadi missing a pretty good opportunity with the fly kill there, Dave.
Serves 13.
Nice return from Robbie. It's that reverse paddle return that runs down the side wall.
Nadi taking his time to put those goggles on.
Serves 10.
I love those serves from Robbie.
Robbie plays the right shot there as he adjusts to the
He's
hop.
appealing a bad bounce off. I didn't see both agree.
Robbie was appealing a bad bounce off the window, off the camera lens.
10 serves 13.
I tend to agree with him.
Yeah, I kind of see it myself there.
Short.
You know, Dave, even if it doesn't take a bad bounce off that window, it's disconcerting as a player to hear that different sound. And the ball does come off a little bit differently.
Serve, both agree.
I thought it was short.
Second serve.
That's a terrible miss from Nadi right there. Nice get, though, from Nadi Alvarado. A nice get right there from Nadi Alvarado. And Robbie puts it away.
And beautiful shot there, Dave. And what you see from the Irish is that they're just so consistent. And that comes from playing handball every single day, Dave. That's what these guys do over in Ireland. The Americans might play once or twice a week, pick up doubles. In Ireland, Dave, it's very serious, very structured. And that's the reason, Dave, that they come here and they're undefeated in the men's division, the women's division, and the men's doubles division.
There's Robbie McCarthy's father sitting courtside. One thing I can tell you about the Irish players is they get into great court position. I don't know who's coaching them. I know they have a whole list of coaches back home.
Well, American players actually resist coaching, Dave. All the Irish players have their own coach. They have actually training sessions that they go through.
Well, I remember telling you one time
Okay, that was a side out.
something I thought was wrong with your game.
13
And
serves 10.
you wouldn't talk to me for 3 months.
That's actually not true. It was 6 months.
And Noddy misses that left front corner kill. Sorry, I was exaggerating. It's called a
14
negative
serves
exaggeration.
10.
Just to kind of soften the blow a little bit.
Check it.
Well, I know you were hurt.
We did talk during the all-women's handball pro event when we put our headsets on.
That was a successful event.
14
The women's
serves
only
10.
pro stop.
There's Noddy now
Point.
missing low again. Robbie McCarthy starting to pull away here.
Well, don't forget, Dave, it was 10 all, and Robbie McCarthy looked like he
You have
was
2 remaining.
all out of sorts.
Timeout. Okay. Timeout, Noddy. That's your second. We're coming back in at 15. Serves 10. Robbie serves. 1 minute.
It was a 1-minute timeout. Earlier today, it was Ashleen Riley defeating Tracy Davis in the women's semifinals. In the bottom bracket, it was Megan Mihilos in 2 games over Jennifer Schmidt. That means that Ashleen Riley is now going to play Megan Mihilos tomorrow in the women's final at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Men's finals will be determined here after the conclusion of this match. Earlier today, it was Charlie Shanks upsetting Luis Moreno. He lost the first game 21-14, came back and won 21-11, and then 11-9 in the tiebreaker. That means Charlie Shanks will be in the finals of the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball, and Robbie McCarthy is just 6 points away from making an all-Irish final. And that one will be played at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning Pacific Standard Time right here on the live broadcast.
Believe it or not, Dave, we've never had an all-Irish Simple Green U.S. Open final.
But we're going to have one this year.
Well, I was just saying we haven't yet had one.
Oh, okay. This is the year for that. We also have men's doubles action coming up for the semifinals this evening on the live broadcast. In fact, at 4 o'clock, which was 20 minutes ago, I should say right after this one concludes, Marco Chavez and Vince Munoz versus Brian Carroll and Michael Gregan.
Brian Carroll and Michael Gregan, Dave, 2 of the fastest players you'll ever see. Those guys can track down just about anything.
Then the bottom bracket at 5:30 p.m. it's going to be Paul Brady and Mike Finnegan versus Desi Keegan and his playing partner, Seamus O'Carroll.
Unfortunately, we won't be webcasting that second match.
Actually, we will be.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We will be doing it, and you and I will be in the booth.
Actually, it was not in my contract. That second doubles match. Everything is negotiated beforehand.
You will be fined if you do not show up for those 2 matches. And by fined, I mean all of your expense money will be taken away. That's 2 in a row from Noddy. See if he goes at it again. Here comes the setup for Noddy Alvarado.
What kind of shot was that, Dave? And Noddy wins the point, really hustling there. You hear the approval from the A-team. They know this is when he needs them most.
Damn. I owe that poor lady. She's told me 20 times. 10 through 16.
Noddy Alvarado serving here at 10-16, not 10-15, but 10-16.
Side out.
Just an unbelievable air there from Noddy Jr. Was he trying to hit a wraparound shot there, Dave, and just completely shanking? That's one of the hardest shots to
10.
shank. that wraparound shot, Dave.
Side out.
I can't imagine Nadi Jr. going for that return down 16-10. I
10
think, Dave,
serves 16.
the A team not getting the memo that Robbie McCarthy has not lost a match since April. I think they thought this was a walk in the park for Nadi Alvarado Jr.
Nadi's still bouncing around out there, though, Dave.
Well, I think the A team's a little stunned right now.
11 serves 16.
He's only 5 points behind. He has to outscore Robbie McCarthy, actually get 10 points.
Nadi put a little extra on that serve, Dave. Saw Nadi generate a little bit more speed
Yeah.
with his arm there. Added about 7 MPHs, and that made the difference there. Robbie McCarthy jammed as the
12
ball
serves 16.
came into his stomach.
12-16 score here.
And
Oh,
there's
nice
still
serve.
some more speed on that Alvarado swing.
It's almost like Nadi found the groove here.
Well, his swing looks really strong right now, Dave, and he's
13
comfortable
serves
enough
16.
to give it a little more juice and still have the control.
Wow, Nadi now scored another point. When is Robbie going to take a timeout?
Oh, that was a nervous rally from Robbie McCarthy, Dave. He's starting to feel the pressure. This is as close as anyone's been late in the game in this event against him. And he
14
just
serves 16.
missed a couple of pretty good opportunities to win that rally. Stood straight up and tried to kill the last shot, Nadi re-killing.
Short. Second serve.
Wow.
And Robbie now, Dave, going to those underhand scoop shots. There's a good look at the A team, the patriarch.
15 serves 16. Short.
What's made Robbie McCarthy so successful in this event, Dave, is those powerful sidearm swings. Now he's going to the underhand scoop shots. That's a sign
Second
of nerves.
serve.
We call it the scoops.
In golf, you've got the shanks and the yips. Here you've got the scoops, and that time, Dave, Robbie McCarthy, Irish, whipping his way back into the server's box. Beautiful Irish whip back wall kill.
16 serves 15.
Don't forget, Dave, it was Nadi Jr. tying the score at 10 before Robbie McCarthy. Well, that should have been an avoidable hinder there, and I wish that was called on Robbie McCarthy as he completely crowded Nadi Alvarado Jr. there on that back wall setup. I'm surprised Nadi doesn't say anything.
15 serves 16.
There's a broken ball. That was a ball that Nadi liked, too.
Well, this is to Nadi's advantage, I believe, Dave, as he'll be serving with a new ball here with all the momentum. He could conceivably score 3, 4, 5, even 6 points and force the tiebreaker in this inning.
We're going to replay that. Broken ball.
I can't imagine what Robbie's saying.
If he was any longer, I'd call a timeout. But
I don't know what Robbie's saying to Tommy there.
that's one of the backups they gave me. I mean, you want to throw it around a little bit?
I believe, Dave, that these balls should be warmed up. I
Yeah.
believe they should be thrown around in another court so that they have the film taken off
that
them
all
so
right?
we don't have to go
Okay.
through this process, Dave, so that the ball can come into the court and it's already.
Yeah, but Nadi just hit it one time and said, this is all right.
Well, that's just not true, though. As you know, playing with a new ball, that new ball will slide on the floor.
It's not a new ball. This ball was already
Okay,
played.
15 serves 16.
They're not using brand new balls. These are previously used balls, what we discussed in Idaho. That should be done.
I like that, actually. I'm a big supporter of that. Terrible shot there from Nadi. Why is he patty caking the ball there, Dave, when he has the opening?
Well, I think he hit it like 3 times in a row previously. He was trying to go for that corner. 16-15.
Short.
We're on a 3rd ball here today
Second
in
serve.
this match.
That's a good serve.
Nice get right there from Nadi Alvarado.
And a beautiful rally there from Robbie McCarthy. I believe that was a huge potential turning point late in this second game, as Robbie McCarthy losing the momentum, but now regaining it after pushing Nadi Alvarado around the court there, side to side, and ending it with a beautiful kill down the right side wall. Let's watch this rally here. Here's Nadi going to his right, and Robbie goes behind Nadi.
Smart move.
Very smart, Dave. A lot of times you see players go behind themselves to the left there, and usually it's a hinder call. By going behind your opponent, there's no chance at the hinder call, and your opponent's
serves 15.
momentum going the other direction.
It should be a setup for Nadi. Robbie just flipping it back.
Beautiful shot there from Robbie. Nadi loading up on that left hand. He really hit it well. Hopping the ball right into Robbie. Let's take a quick replay of that last dump re-kill by Robbie McCarthy. Look at this beautiful shot here. That ball is hopping away from Nadi, and Nadi, I thought, had a good opportunity, Dave, to close on that and re-kill, but he wasn't able to get there in time.
I just don't know why Nadi took that left-handed shot. It seemed so ill-advised at that moment. He goes for a ball that hit right at Robbie McCarthy.
Well, I thought that was actually a good shot, forcing Robbie to scoop the ball, but Robbie had enough control. You disagree?
Totally disagree. I think he could go back up, do a round, go
That's
up top,
not really
go to
Nadi's game.
ceiling.
Nadi's game is to drive the ball, and that's what he did.
Well, he drove it right at a guy standing at the
18 serves
foot fault
15.
line.
Okay.
Makes sense. Dead center on the court, too.
And look at that ball merge right on the side wall. Nadi not anticipating that, Dave. I think Nadi should have been playing for that and just slid that right hand
2-minute glove
on
change.
the right side wall. Let's take an instant
Coming
replay,
back
Dave, of
down,
that.
Robbie serving. 19 serves 15.
That last mistake from Nadi Jr. You'll see Robbie's ball coming close to that side wall here. And let's look at this here, Dave.
Doing the best I can. I'm prepared. You're prepared? Yes. Yeah, just in case.
You're watching the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball, courtesy of Zions, First Star Sports, Tucson Rolling Shutters, Mintech, and of course Simple Green. And Simple Green's been around for 35 years. Environmentally friendly cleaning products. You can find them online or at your favorite retail outlet, simplegreen.com. TucsonRollingShutters.com, Mintech at Mindsight.com, Zions at Zions.com, First Star Sports at FirstStarSports.com, and you can throw in a /WPH if you want to see some of the handball gear. There's Nadi Alvarado's daughter, Jaden, saying, "Go, Daddy."
1 minute.
I love you, Daddy. Let's go, is what she's saying. You can read her lips from here. That's Nadi Alvarado's daughter holding on to the sign, and also his other daughter, Marissa, right below that. Now going to college. Hard to believe. This is a timeout. Nadi Alvarado came back within one, 15-16, but here Robbie McCarthy has his own little run. Is this a glove change, Dave?
Yeah, this was a 2-minute glove change for
Okay,
Nadi
time's
Jr.
in. serves 15.
Nadi looked really hot there for a while, Dave. Now he's cooled
Over.
off.
That's true, Dave. Similar to what happened in the middle of the first game when
Replay,
Robbie McCarthy
19
led
serves
10-5.
15.
Nadi tied the score 10, and then
Short.
Robbie McCarthy surged to a 15-10 lead. It was Nadi catching Robbie at 15. Now Robbie again with another
Second
4-point
serve.
run. Not a good serve from Robbie.
That ball ate up Robbie McCarthy, and Robbie now in the servers, the returners
Well,
area.
that's the same shot that you criticized Nadi for taking just a couple
15
minutes
serves
ago.
19.
That time he connects.
Well, the first time he did not connect. He hit it right down the middle. That one was off to the right side.
Well, I'm telling you, Dave, that's his game. Those are the shots that make him a great player.
Well, those are the type of comments that make me a bad announcer.
Over. No, sorry. Ball's down. No. Side out.
Nadi not arguing. He knew. Nadi knows at this point, Dave, he needs to stay focused on the game. There's no time for the
19
shenanigans.
serves 15. Shit. God, that sucks.
Another broken ball.
No, I think Tommy's saying that it was unfortunate that Nadi slipped there. Nadi dove, and then I think he slipped on his own wet spot trying to go after Robbie's next shot.
Robbie McCarthy here. Serving to try to get into the finals. Sure taking a lot of time on the court here, wiping down this.
The score should be 20 to 15, I believe.
Well, I think so too. Let's see what the referee says. I heard the referee say some words there that.
20 serves 15.
There it is, Robbie McCarthy serving to go into the finals. It's going to be an all-Irish finals, it looks like.
Surprised Robbie didn't shoot that down the right. Great get from Robbie.
Side
And
out.
a beautiful kill there from Nadi Alvarado. Earns the side out.
Robbie McCarthy takes game number one, 21-9. Nadi Alvarado now trailing here, needs 6 points.
What are the emotions right now going through Nadi Alvarado
15
Jr.'s
serves
head,
20.
Dave? He's worked so hard to be on this stage and to win this event.
I don't think he has a lot of those type of emotions. I think he knows that he's lost this game, so it might take some pressure off of him. I know you play better when you're down. That was a miss hit right there from Nadi.
Well, I would always be playing well in that case.
Side out.
Robbie McCarthy serving again to go into the finals. And let's see what kind of emotion Robbie McCarthy has. He seems
20 serves 15.
to not have a lot of emotion on the handball court.
And that's
there it is.
Nice game.
Robbie
That was
McCarthy does the
That was
fist pump.
21.
He takes that one and the match. Robbie McCarthy taking
Nice
down Nate
match.
Alvarado. Nadi didn't even know what the score was. He thought Robbie was going to 20 right there. Robbie McCarthy taking down Nate Alvarado, winning 21-9, 21-15. Here's a replay.
I'm gonna have to see a second.
Robbie McCarthy just gives himself a fist pump. Nadi looks up saying, what's that all about? I didn't know that he just scored the 21st point. That shows you that Nadi might not be as focused as we may have thought earlier.
Well, I asked you about the emotions there, Dave, and I don't think Nadi realized the predicament he was actually in. I think he thought he had a little bit more wiggle room there at 19-15 rather than 20-15. Unfortunately for Nadi and his scorekeeping, that was the match. And Nadi Alvarado Jr., Dave, eliminated from this event.
Okay, we have another great match coming up right around the corner. It's going to be Vincent Munoz, Marco Chavez, 4-time U.S. Open doubles champions are going to go up against Brian Carroll and Michael Gregan. Now, some of the Irish players are saying they believe that Gregan and Carroll are going to take down Vincent Munoz and Marco Chavez, and I think I'm with them on that.
I can't wait to watch that match from the bleachers. Fred Banfield told me I can have his seat in the front row. I'm going to be kicking back, having some popcorn, maybe an iced tea.
And then I will be here.
That's right.
So alone, by myself.
You'll be with Fred Lewis, the Hall of Famer.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, we'll catch you for the second match then. After you've eaten the popcorn, we'll see you back. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to be back with a men's pro doubles match in about 15 minutes or so. We'll be here at the Los Caballeros Sports Village, Fountain Valley, California. It's the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball, where Robbie McCarthy just took down Nadi Alvarado Jr. to make an all-Irish finals for the U.S. Open tomorrow, as Robbie McCarthy is going to face Charlie Shanks. We'll be back in just a bit for more action at racefor8.com. Stick with us.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. Our non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner works great for cleaning it. Thank you. Non-toxic, biodegradable, Simple Green. It's great for cleaning.